Hello and welcome. Today we are talking about relationships. And I have a special bonus for you. It's a free clearing meditation. I call it the lake meditation, the relationship meditation, and I will give you the link to that at the very end of this video. So the purpose of relationship is not to have another who might complete you, but to have another with whom you might share your completeness. That's a quote that I put in my book. It's by Neale Donald Walsch. Love him, love his books. So it's about that completeness. Get to a place where you have completeness to share. I'm Linda Babulic, and I'm dedicated to sharing wisdom teachings to bring more zest to today's modern woman. You know, relationships are everywhere, and they are everything. They're necessary for the growth, the evolution, the development. And when you think about it, the meaning of life can be found in personal relationships. They are why humans are here on this planet at this time. You know, by definition, relationship is the state of being connected. And I personally believe that relationships may start as early as the moment of conception. And they continue well after we're no longer living. If you go to Europe, the great cathedrals, you're walking along, they're all there, you know, and you've got Shakespeare and Voltaire, and we still have a connection with those people, even though they're no longer living. We may go to our parents or our grandparents' cemetery. We still have that connection, whether it's a mental connection or you go to where they last were. Even death can't separate relationships. You know, many years ago, I wasn't very good at relationships. My challenge was that my personal power and my energy was too big. It was unwieldy and it was out of balance. I didn't know how to align my emotional, my physical, my mental, and my spiritual resources. I had difficulty getting along with people. Now, if they were strong and confident, that was usually fine. But if they were wimpy, I had no patience for their whining and complaining. You know, my impact was sort of the Jeff Gordon Ramsay kind, if you know who he is. I remember in my 20s going to a party. It was summer. It was outside. There was a deck outside and people were coming out. But the way the furniture was arranged, we couldn't all sit out there comfortably. So I took it upon myself to rearrange the chairs. And there, now it's better. And I looked up and I was shocked and disappointed that everybody had gone in the house. It was sort of like I'd been arranging the chairs on the Titanic because my ship had just sunk. You know, the silence to my behavior was clear. And everyone was gone. I was so embarrassed. And then at that moment that I'd been moving those chairs around, I was clueless that I was being perceived by some people as really negative or bossy. And when I look back, I can only imagine how terrible I made people feel. Even though I learned to apologize sincerely and quickly, most of the time, though, that didn't repair the damage to the relationship. You know, if I drop a plate and break it, I say, I'm sorry. That's not going to fix it. And I often talk about the story of the child who was saying really nasty, negative things. And the parent said, get me a bucket full of nails and a hammer, and then sent the child over to the fence and said, pound those all into the wooden fence and come back. The child returned. The parent once again said, now go take all of those nails out of the fence. The child returned with a bucket full of nails and the hammer. Look over at that fence. The holes are still there. That's like saying sorry. It's never the same again. You've caused damage there. So you want to work on your completeness and I certainly had to. That's what I learned so much of in the shamanic. And that was to be able to understand the impact that you're having, because it's like putting a stone in the pond, ripples out 7 times, comes right back at you several times. Relationships are closest to you when they have the greatest effect on you and how you live your life. The people in your life, they give you energy, and or you give them energy. Because, you know, there's varying a variation of attachments to each other. Some are more intense. Some we have stronger bonding cords with, some weaker ones. The first and most important relationship you must build is with yourself. We all do. In order to do that, you may need to clear away the burdens of past relationships. Now, I'm gifting you this meditation. And the link I'm giving you is for all of the bonuses in my book. So if you have my book, you already have the link to these, and it's a little bit different. And if you haven't gotten, well, you're going to start with the bonuses first. So to do this meditation, you could use this rose quartz to open your heart. You may not have one that large. You may have a small rose quartz. And I suggest that you cleanse it by running it through running water before you do the meditation and after. It's often good to cleanse your stones and what you are working with. Now, most stones can be cleansed that way. You can put them in the moonlight, that's fine. Just don't forget them in the sunshine, because that will bleach a great number of them of their color, of their light. Remember, geodes and crystals, they're formed in the dark of the earth. So to discover the emotional impact and influence connected to your immediate relationships, this lake meditation may help you. It's going to take about 15 minutes. It's about 15 minutes long, but you may want to stop and do some journaling about it. And it's my gift to you. So put this in the URL. Don't search it, because boy, I came up with all kinds of other pages and wonky things. You're going to be misdirected if you do that. Go to www.lindababulic.com/extras. And there you'll have the recording of the meditation. It gives you access to a whole bunch of other beautiful gifts. Thank you for being with me today. We are moving on. We're going to be talking about the warrior woman in you. We're going to be talking about the 7 secrets of women with ZEST. And we're going to be talking about zesters, many topics. I am dedicated to sharing this wisdom with you. Let me know what you think. Drop a note in the comments. This meditation has been very well received. Many, many people have done it, and many, many people love it. And I hope you do too. Thanks for being with me today.